Hello, we are live and we are getting our very first Turbo Triple tournament underway. We're jumping into Lobby 1, Lobbies 2, 3 and 4 have all begun. So let's go through who we have competing in Lobby 1. We have 7 in each lobby, so 3 will be eliminated from each game this round and 16 will advance. In the lobby that we will be watching, we have, in no particular order, Dapley, Cody, Chaos Seraph, Tix, Slays, Shieldbreaker, and Nasty and Nate. And a bot rounding out the 8th position. That is, of course, why I chose this lobby, because there are so many familiar names, so many tournament regulars. So it's going to be very interesting. This may be the most stacked lobby of the 4. Very, very interesting to see who progresses through and who does actually get eliminated. As let's take a quick overlook as we work through the creep rounds. No 2-star heroes off the bat. Now, as far as I could tell, lobbies 1, 2, and 3 begun with 7 people. So max people and a bot in each. And I think lobby 4 may have had a couple that checked in and didn't turn up on time. So it sounds like it only started with 5, maybe 6 humans. Either way, the top 4 will advance from each lobby. It just means it's going to be a little bit easier in lobby 4 as less humans turned up after checking in, which of course that will happen. So we will have a few more bots in game lobby 4. But that's right, let's focus on game lobby 1 as we see Slays now, a 2-star Ice Tusk and a 2-star Misfortune. Going to be making light work of those creeps. Got a couple more 2-stars, Tix, Cody, and the bot also has a 2-star Nightingale. What about oh, hang on, what do we get there? If the bot wins, that would be hilarious. But no, the bots usually high roll early, and then their economy sort of fails them late game, and they usually taper off mid to late game. So we see a great sword of staff and a tome in the item chest there from Slays. What about his shop? Ooh, he's got a pair of famines. He's not picking them up at this point. I believe he will level. There we go. We see the level. So 2 more heroes will be added to the board. There's the cyborg engineering combo, and there is a second assassin. He may go ahead and pick up the famines with the extra crystals if he wins this round. He may not. We will have to wait and see, but we will continue to watch Slays at the moment. I think Chaos, even though Chaos does have 3 assassins here, I don't think it's going to be enough against the 2-star front line there. And I think it's going to be a relatively straightforward win here for Slays. And luck definitely comes into this game, but most of the skill in this game is how to mitigate bad luck. And that's how you do well consistently. So Slays does get the win there. Only deals Chaos 5 damage. I sort of feel like Chaos may have won any of the other matchups, but that matchup he definitely wasn't winning. And we do see the famines picked up and the Hog Rider with the extra crystals. What's in this shop? A few more cyborgs and a couple of undeads. If he wanted the early undead combo, he could potentially pick some of those up. He doesn't yet have 3 assassins, so I wouldn't mind seeing that for level 6. He does actually roll the shop there. Gets a 2-star Bionic Ninja out of it. So that ended up being quite a good roll. And could potentially, at level 6, take out the Siren and put in 2 undead to give a little bit of armor reduction to his squad. We see the matchup against Tix now. Both undefeated. Both having multiple 2-star heroes on the board, and it looks like Slays is going to come out on top again, although it is close and it could turn at any point in time. But I think Slays is going to just clutch it out. Wukong doing his best to make it a little bit different, the outcome, but it's not going to be enough. The Bionic Ninja coming in and one-shotting that Wukong in the end. Slays remains undefeated. Dapley also remaining undefeated. Let's have a look at Dapley's board. Managed to 2-star an Ice Tusk. Doesn't have as many 2-stars as Slays has, that is for sure.
3 assassins.
There we go, 3 assassins. One of them is an undead. So Slays is just keeping options on his bench at this stage. Does sell the Gluttons. He knows he's not going to keep those now. So he's looking for that cyborg front line with the assassins. Still got the pair of famines in case he can 2-star that and then grab that undead combo with the stinger that is currently on the board. Having 3 assassins this early is quite strong. We see an enemy Goblin Head Reaper from the bot, putting in a fair bit of work though. It's not going to be an issue. Slays will come out with another win here. Let's check in on Dapley. Dapley continues to remain undefeated as well. Lilith will be going down. Won't be able to 1v3, unlike Sword Dancer might have. Although, I say that, and she almost did. Wow. Carlos Zero, welcome to the stream, mate. That was incredibly close, but Dapley just remains undefeated as we move into creep round at round 6. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the new format, the Turbo Triple format, it is called that because it's entirely turbo games this time. There's no classic game, and it's 3 rounds, 32 players playing 4 games in round 1. The top 4 of each advance, so 16 players going to round 2, playing 2 games. The top 4 advance to the final, the 3rd round, the triple turbo game, and the top 3 win prizes, $20, $10, and $5 equivalents. What did a cloak and a great sword from Slays there. You can see the bot is having a tough time early, already down to 40 health, which is what all the human players want, obviously. We have quite a few running assassins, quite a few running warriors at this point. Be very interesting to see how this pans out. Actually, I just saw Dapley's got 4 riders up as well, which is obviously very, very nice. But look at this. 6 2-stars now from Slays. I don't see Slays losing for some time. This is incredible luck. Amiga, welcome to the stream. 6 2-stars at round 7. Chaos has matched up against him again. This is going to be another bad luck story for Chaos. I don't see how anyone is beating Slays at this point in time. He's just too strong with all these 2-stars. And this will actually be a decent chunk of health, I believe, being dealt through to Chaos here. Yeah, look at that. 12 damage in round 7. How is Dapley also remaining undefeated? So I'm looking forward to those two matching up against each other. Seeing who comes out on top. There is a 2-star Lilith. That's probably a swap in for the Siren. I would immediately make that change. Or actually, no. I would take the Ice Tusk out at this point. Or level. That also works. You could also do that. But if Slays wasn't going to level there, taking the Ice Tusk out, I think would have been the best play there. So, just notice Shield Breaker is still on level 6, which is interesting. Often you want to be high for turbo leveling in turbo format, accelerating the push to the rarer heroes at higher levels. So we do see Slays versus Tix now, and once again, it's going to be an absolute demolishment of the enemy team here. Slays is going to be dealing probably 10 to 12 damage here as well. There's the 12. What about Dapley? Another win. Really hoping we see these two match up against each other, as the bot now down to 23 health. Hasn't taken a win outside of creep rounds, I think. And may have even lost to one of the creep rounds. He's only got 2 wins on the board, and we've had 3 creep rounds. So I think the bot did actually lose to the creeps at one point. 7 2-star heroes on the board for Slays. So strong. Next closest, I think, is Nate at this stage with 4, although the bot does have a few now, and some high rarity 2-stars, but the combos aren't great. Okay, so once again, we don't see the undefeated matchup between Slays and Dapley. It's going to be Shield Breaker taking on Slays. Shield Breaker has gone up to level 7, is still 1 level behind, obviously doesn't have as many 2-star heroes either, so I'm not sure it's going to be enough, and we're going to see the Void Destruction go down there. Another 10 health being dealt. What about Dapley? Remaining undefeated. Where is the matchup between Slays and Dapley? We need it to happen. We need only one to remain undefeated. I think Cody just lost to the bot. He did. So we have the bot has its first win. Unfortunate for Cody. And we get a rest for everybody. Looking at Dapley's riders at the moment. Not that many 2-stars, only the 1 out there, but 6 riders and multiple decent units, including that Berserker. That Flamecaller is always strong early as well. Slays So close to 2-starring a ground smasher, almost 2-starring that stinger as well. Has picked up misfortune for later in the game. We're going to see an easy win here. What items come out of these harpies? We get a dagger, we get a tome, both amazing items. One more possibility. Oh, another tome, another dagger. Okay, that was a pretty good round in terms of item drops. Nasty Nate, welcome to the stream, mate. You are currently sitting pretty good position, 55 health. That's good enough for third on the leaderboard at this point in time. You got your undead, you got your warlock online. You just need to find your 6 warriors. Let me check. How many have you currently got? 5 out of 6. So you are searching for one more. No. 4 out of... oh, why is that? There we go. The game has glitched out for some reason and I am unable to click. There we go. So we do have the 6. Let's go back to Slay's board. We had some issues there. The game wasn't responding to my finger clicks, but we are back on Slay's board. Do we get the Slay's Dapley matchup? No! Again, it's avoided. What is going on? This is good luck for Slays and Dapley, but horrible luck for everyone else. So it's going to be Tix matched up again against Slays, and I think it's going to be a very similar result. Slay's just so strong. Ooh, she's got that sword dancer out on the board too now. That is terrifying. Terrifying. 2 daggers and a tome on her. So what about Dapley? Dapley remaining undefeated. So we still have the possibility of having the undefeated matchup. We're all the way into round 12 now, and these two still haven't faced each other, which is kind of crazy. There's only 7 opponents. That's 4 creep rounds. So we've had 8 human rounds. And these two haven't matched up against each other just yet. How's Dapley doing in terms of 2 stars? As Slays manages to 2-star another, just the Hog Rider. Oh my goodness. I think Slays could go undefeated this entire game. That is now a 2-star Sword Dancer, which also gives Slays 6 assassins. This is scary stuff. He's got so many 2-stars, he's got a 2-star on the bench. This is absolutely terrifying. We finally do, in all of that, just now get that matchup we wanted. The undefeated matchup, and you can see here that 2-star Sword Dancer, the 6 assassins, absolutely overwhelming Dapley's riders. So Dapley does take his first loss. If Dapley manages to equal value later in the game, the riders can perform quite well against the 6 assassins, but at this point in time, Slay's value is so much higher. Chaos and the bot are doing decent with value as well. We are going to check in on Tix this next battle though. Does now have 6 warrior. Unfortunately had a bit of bad luck in constantly matching up against Slays early. Probably wants to sub out that Kraken for the Shark. Ooh, he gave up 6. Interesting. Gave up 6 warrior there. I'm not sure that was the play. But let's see how we go. Oh, another hard luck matchup for Tix. Tix has continued to run into Slays and Dapley, and I think this could be it. I'm not sure that Tix can win this one, and I think we're going to have our first elimination, unfortunately for Tix. Dapley's riders too strong there. So we do have our first player eliminated. We have the bot down to 5 health now, so we'll be not too far behind. As Slays has taken a loss. Shieldbreaker is currently running 5 riders, 5 humans, 3 sorcerers. Oh, 3-star Scourge. No wonder. That is one of the best heroes for shutting down Sword Dancer because of the ability here. It triggers every 5 seconds and it silences for 2.5, possibly 3.5 seconds. Which means Sword Dancer cannot get off her shield. So that is very interesting. But let's now check in on Chaos. The next human in danger of being eliminated does have the 6 assassins and has a 1-star Sword Dancer. But this is another bad matchup. I think Shieldbreaker is going to overwhelm here. And that Scourge is terrifying at this stage. That's a really, really key piece going forward in this game for Shieldbreaker and could have a big impact. Now, I think Chaos might just survive by enough. Ooh, Jiha, welcome to the stream. 1 HP going into the creep round for Chaos as the bot does get eliminated. So we're looking for 2 more eliminations before we have our top 4 that will advance. Of course, we will continue to play out the round. See who does get the win.
Four engineers. Cyborgs.
And he, just checking in on Chaos here, has found the legendary. Got the Joey frontline there, so I'm not sure if he had that already. I think he might have just found that actually while taking my drink. So having 6 cyborgs, 4 engineers is certainly going to help. It's going to make a big, big difference. Gets a few pieces of items there, including ones that he already had. So we'll see those equipped shortly. Got the Guru there looking for another Joey to try and 2-star her. Does he go all in at this point on spinning, or does he be a little bit greedy and play for a future round? He's got to survive this one for that to be relevant. I think he's risking it. Interesting decision from Chaos, and it could backfire because only the top 4 advance. Let's see if this decision ends up being a good one or not. Oh no, matched up against Slays and his assassins. At least at this point, Chaos has enough 2-stars and the full cyborg build in that he can compete. The 2-star sword dancer is going to be the biggest issue. Does he survive with enough heroes to eliminate that sword dancer? Because she's going to be able to 1v3, 1v4, no worries at all, and it's not going to be enough. The gamble didn't pay off from Chaos. And Chaos will be the next eliminated. Ouch. Cody down to 2 health now. Desperately trying to hang on for that top 4 position to advance. Let's touch base with the other lobbies and see if anyone else has finished just yet. Nope, no other lobbies finished just yet. Cody, 6 warriors, 3 undead, 2 warlock, 2 beast, 2 human, and a demon. We just saw something get removed as a hunter goes in. Interesting. Wonder why Forest Breath was added there. I'm not entirely sure what was taken out to do that, or whether it was just a level. No, I think Cody was already level 9. Cody does get the mirror match. So this is going to be a non-event. Can Shieldbreaker continue to survive, continue to win? Yes. Won't take any more health. So Dapley goes down to 41. Nate currently on 32 versus Slays. Nate's going to go down there, 23 health now. So Slays still sitting on top. Cody definitely on the bubble though with 2 health remaining. There's the Kraken going in. Forest Breath being sold. There's a 2-star Void Doom. That's going to be very, very big. Very, very big. Full builds at the moment. We've got 6 assassins, 6 rider, 6 warrior, 6 rider, and 6 warrior again. So, going to be very, very interesting. I think it's Nate that is also rocking. No, not Nate. It is Shieldbreaker that's also rocking 3 sorcerers as well as 5 humans. So let's touch base with Cody here. Does Cody survive against Nasty and Nate? Needs to win to remain alive. If Cody doesn't win, then we have our top 4. And it's looking pretty balanced at this stage. This could go either way. The General of Warstun does take out the Berserker. I think Cody has it. And it's going to deal a... oh my goodness, it actually dealt 23 through straight to Nate. Wow. So Nate actually goes out there. That was rough. 23 damage in that round. Cody survives the top 4 and will advance. That was incredibly unlucky. Nate had some real bad rolls there. Didn't get any RNG happening and couldn't even survive with 1 health. That is a rough, rough way to be eliminated from the tournament. But obviously it's good news for Cody, as Cody will survive to progress through to round 2, as will Shieldbreaker, Slays, and Dapley. How do we go in this matchup here? Cody versus Shieldbreaker, both on low HP. Either one could be eliminated if they lose here. It looks like Cody's going to get another win. Will it be enough to eliminate Shieldbreaker? I think it will be. Shieldbreaker goes out, so we have our top 3 now. Slays took a big loss to Dapley there, so Dapley now on 41 health. Wow. That was a very fascinating couple of rounds and some surprises there. Chaos and Nate, super unlucky in the way that they both went out. How are we looking with our other lobbies? Still, all still in play at this point in time. So this was actually the last lobby to start, but it could almost be the first one to end. It's been a pretty crazy game. Been some big round damages dealt, like the 23 against Nate to take him from 23, which you thought was an unkillable amount of health in that round, to just dead, just like that. All right, so we're going to continue to watch Cody. Who does Cody match up against next? Obviously, all three would like the mirror at this stage, as that will essentially be another free round. Who gets it, though? Seeing Cody spin through the store here, grabbing the Night Owl there. He's a sword dancer, but not tempted by it. So I think the Night Owl is going to be added to the board. We go the Oceanborn. Not that Oceanborn's necessarily needed now that Shieldbreaker has been eliminated. I probably would have gone the Night Owl myself, just as it's a stronger hero, but the General Puffer does also get the armor boost from the Warrior combo, so I don't mind it. Is it going to be enough, though? I think Dapley's going to overrun Cody here, and it's going to be an elimination. The 2-star Void Doom not going to be enough. So we are going to have Dapley versus Slays. This is the matchup we were asking for early when both were undefeated. And the first time it happened, Slays was able to get the win. It's looking like Dapley is in the position of strength now, though. 6 rider, 3 humans. He needs another human at this point, but may not run another human. Got some very interesting compositions happening from Dapley there and the choice of heroes. And then we've got Slays here. 6 Cyborg, 4 Engineer, 3 Assassins. Is Dapley able to maintain the winning streak, which actually they're both on a winning streak now. Nate in chat, Oceanborn helps against the Void Doom. I thought that the Void Doom was true damage, so I didn't think that magic resist did anything against true damage. Right, and it didn't matter in the end because Execution silenced Void Doom. That's a good point. So we have our winner. Dapley takes out round 1, Slays in second, Cody in third, and Shieldbreaker also advancing through in 4th position from this lobby. So let me now once again touch base with, we have lobby 2 has ended. We have Max in first, Chris in second, Why Not in third, and Reliable in 4th. And just waiting on lobbies 4 and 3 at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving those that we already know over. As we have Chris on YouTube chat there as well. So I'm just going to bring up the back in 5 minutes screen on the stream so I can sort out round 2, and I'll be back with the start of round 2.
Victory is imminent. Keep up the momentum!
All right, we are back. And we've just got lobby 1 started now in round 2. Lobby 2 has also begun, but will be 1 player down, I believe. So there will be 1 bot in the second game. We are watching the first game in the second round. I will actually update some of my streaming graphics so that I have a little bit more info than just back in 5 minutes. So it actually says round 2 beginning shortly or something like that. Probably be a little bit too time consuming to list everyone advancing through each time, but I can at least update it so it says round 2 will be beginning shortly. Unfortunately, for some reason, the third game took a long time to finish. I guess it was just a very, very close game. So we did have our 4 results come through. Now, in this match we have, let me make sure I'm getting the names correct in no particular order. Dapley, Slays, Maxi D, Chris, Darius, Snowkid, Kin, and Warrior. We're currently, once again, we're on Slays' board. The way that I moved everyone from the 4 lobbies through the first and second places from lobbies 1 and 2, as well as the third and fourth places from lobbies 3 and 4 went into lobby 5 or this game. And then the alternate of that, the third and fourth from lobbies 1 and 2, and the first and second from lobbies 3 and 4 went into the second lobby in this round. So we have 2 first place, 2 second place, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths in each of the lobbies to keep it as fair as possible. There was going to be no way to avoid having multiple, or at least a pair of people from the same lobby in round 1 in the same lobby again this round, based on the way that the tournament format is. So we will see Dapley and Slays both in this one again. Everyone getting early work done, getting some decent items here for Slays. How are we looking in terms of 2 stars? Just the Frost Lotus down the bottom there for Chris, as we get some server issues there. Seems to be this is a really interesting one that is specific to Chess Rush for me, but if I'm in the app, no server issues at all. Once I'm in a game, whether it's spectating or playing, although it's much worse when I'm playing, I get non-stop server issues if I'm on Wi-Fi. As soon as I go to cellular data, it's fine. The weird thing is my Wi-Fi is perfectly fine. I can do everything you could imagine on my Wi-Fi. There are no issues with my Wi-Fi apart from being in-game in Chess Rush. So I'm not entirely sure why that is, but luckily at least I can work around it. So we have our first PvP, Slays versus Snowkid on this board, and I think Slays is going to get the win here. There's the Head Reaper. Didn't quite get the killing crit, but it's going to be more than enough here, although the Steel Fist took a long time to go down there. Does Dapley remain undefeated? Yes! Once again, looking like some early riders. Warrior went down. Who else remains undefeated, actually? So we've got Slays, Dapley, Max, and Chris undefeated at this stage. Some more 2 stars happening on boards, which is always nice for everybody. Lots of early assassins as well. The shop is being very friendly in terms of delivering assassins to everybody. Dapley's already gone to level 6, which I don't mind. Max gone to level 6 as well. Slays is still at 4, interestingly. He's just got a full bench. So Slays will probably actually take a loss here. But he's got so many options to move towards, which I don't mind. An early loss isn't going to be too much health. And with a bit of luck, he still might win. It's unlikely. I think it will be a loss here against Dapley. So the matchup that we had to wait 12 rounds for last game, we see in round 4 this time around. Dapley will be getting the win. Unless Head Reaper somehow, oh my goodness, could it happen? It's going to be close. Wow, that was very, very close. Slays just taking the loss there. So Dapley remaining undefeated, as is Max at this stage.
They must be tampered.
Dapley finding riders and assassins. Max not going the typical rider build that he loves so much. Currently got 4 warriors, 2 furries in terms of the combos. I like that play. Multiple Wukongs out there as well, both benefiting from the furry buff and also both being individually strong. Their ults do quite a bit of damage and make them very hard to kill when they are in the middle of their spin cycle. So matched up against Warrior here. Warrior does have the 3 assassins as we saw them go invisible and jump back line. I think the Warriors are going to beat up on the assassins though, so I think Max will get this win. Wukong putting in work as I was discussing, and the final Miss Supersonic goes down. Max continuing to win, as is Dapley on his board. We move into the bear creep round. Kin and Darius have had a rough start. Down to 40 and 44 health. Chris and Warrior not too far behind, also in the 40s, but high 40s, so not too much too much health loss from their original 60. Let's have a look at the overview board again. So Dapley and Max, once again, aggressively leveling, both up to 7. I probably would have waited till after the creeps to do that, just so I had a little bit of extra crystals, if they did in fact do it this round. But it won't make a big difference. We will see a few more go up to level 7 here as well, I'd imagine. We should theoretically see most go to level 7 here. Everyone has the crystals to do it, apart from maybe Kin down the bottom. So there's Snow Kid at 7 now.
Nobody can hurt my hun-hun.
2 goblins.
Yeah, not seeing others. There, Warrior goes to 7. Kin has gone up to 6. Slays, Chris now 7. Slays and Darius have chosen to stay at 6 at this point, interestingly. So we will stay with Dapley.
2 warlocks.
Got the 2-star Scourge out there. It does have the 2 riders, multiple assassins, also the warlock and the goblin buffs early. Matched up against Max, so we do get the undefeated matchup. Max does have more 2-stars. Does Dapley's combos overwhelm the 2-stars? It's going to be a close fight, I think. Max, of course, running the furries and the warriors, and it might just be a little bit too much armor and shield to deal with at this point in time for those assassins. I think Dapley may go down here. The Hog Rider dealing a bit of damage, but look at the Venom and the Head Reaper. So Dapley actually manages to turn that one around and remain undefeated. Max takes his first loss. It wasn't a big loss, but it does end the winning streak. Kin now down to 36 health. Unfortunately for Kin, the only rounds that they have won have been the creep rounds at this point. Have not won a PvP round. Obviously, you're going to need to do that to do well in a game. So hopefully for Kin, they can turn that around. Dapley at this point. I just saw the 2-star Marsh Lord there. Sells off a Calamity, I think it was. So he's committing to the assassins, not the riders, which is interesting. Although we have had someone move out of assassins. So we've only got 3 running assassins now. And I may have just seen Chris at the bottom. Do they have 6 hunters already? Surely not. Well, I have to recheck that. I think I need to get my eyes checked. Surely it can't have been 6 hunters already. So Dapley beating up again on Kin. Kin going to take another loss. Sorry, bottom of the leaderboard, it was Kin. It is Kin that has 6 hunters. So it has found the Kraken early. The problem is 6 hunters aren't incredibly strong in the current meta. It just needs more 2-stars as well at this point. Very interesting. We see Darius running 3 hunters as a secondary combo, but it's not quite going to be enough at this stage for either of them as they continue to leech health. Warrior has now found his 6 warriors. Doesn't have the elite warriors on board just yet, but they will come. Let's continue to watch Dapley, see if he can remain undefeated. Only the 3 2-stars matched up against Darius. Looks like Darius has 5 2-stars. So this might just be a situation where the 2-stars overwhelm and Darius is able to get the win. But the combos, the assassins from Dapley have clutched out a couple of close wins already. So this is going to be very interesting. Yes, Chris, this is the 2nd round. So there will be one more round after this one. It is going to be Dapley clutching this out, I think. I think the young... Although, I think I might be wrong again. So the Marsh Lord this time with his young frog summon actually able to clutch that one out, which is great news for Darius. Dapley's win streak does come to an end, which moves Max back into first place. Warrior just not finding the 2-stars at this point. Has the ability to 2-star quite a few things on his bench. But he's got 4 pairs there waiting to 2-star essentially. So hopefully they come. Have a quick peek in his shop there. Hopefully they come after this round as he desperately needs the help He's falling a little bit behind on 2 stars. Does have the full warrior combo, but without those 2 stars, he just can't sustain. And he will be out of this game very, very soon. So we will definitely keep an eye on what the shop has to offer Warrior after the Harpies. How does he do in terms of items here as well? You'd always like to see 3, if not 4, and sometimes even 5 items out of this round. We see... Oh, it's going to be 3 at... Yeah, so it's only the 3 items, which is better than 2, I guess. So we see a Guru there. Oh, we do see a 2-star as well. I'm not sure whether the Guru will get used yet. There's probably nothing out there you want to use the Guru on just yet, but I'll tell you what, he also needs to stay alive. So why is the shop not actually refreshing for us? The observer mode is glitching a little bit, I think. So Warrior has gone ahead and leveled there. That will enable him to get another hero out on the board. What does he put out? Another Marsh Lord. He did sell off the Miss Supersonic. I wonder if he should have just put the 2-star Miss Supersonic out instead of selling her off. That might have been the better play this round. He's matched up against Chris. So the Lightbringer cast coming through and absolutely melting. And oh my goodness, Warrior survives. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was lights out for Warrior there, but he does survive on 2 health. Now he needs to go all in. So it is... So what I was witnessing there from Warrior was a glitch in his game. His shop wasn't refreshing, and he was also experiencing that, which sucks. He's now getting the refreshes, but I'm still not seeing anything happening in the shop. Anyway, Warrior's doing all he can to survive at this stage. Going all in. Needs to spend all of his crystals, basically. There's a 2-star Marsh Lord. Can he 2-star anything else? Probably needs to sell some bench items, and he's doing that. Generating as many crystals as possible. Gets the magic resist out, which would have helped a little bit against the sorcerers, but probably wouldn't have kept him alive. Matched up against Snow Kid, and Snow Kid's already got a 3-star Steel Fist, as well as tons of 2 stars. It's going to be another rough matchup. There are multiple Frost Lotuses though, so the Oceanborn buff will come into play there. And I think the General of War Stun was perfectly placed, and it might be enough. Once that 3-star Steel Fist goes down, Warrior, can he clutch it out? He has to win this to stay alive. Wukong, the MVP of the battle. Warrior stays alive. Old man G, welcome to the stream.
Victory is within.
Kin has also gone down to 2 health. Kin hasn't found the 6 riders just yet. Darius has found 6 Warrior. Snow Kid and Chris still in the middle of their builds. 6 assassins for Dapley. Max also not finding the 6 warriors just yet, but has so many strong 2-star heroes. Let's continue to watch Warrior.
Oh, demon.
Found an Executioner as well, which is a nice addition. Get that silence off against Darius. So a big win either way here. Could eliminate either of these, as Darius is also only on 10 health. I think Warrior's going to clutch this one out, although the Kraken stun did affect everything there. General of War stun in retaliation, and Wukong doing work up the top there again. The 2-star Young Frogs slowing everyone from Darius, and that will be our first elimination. Now let's check in on Kin. Kin managed to survive there as well. So once again, we are looking for the top 4 to progress through to the next round. Let's see how Warrior does. We get to see his shop actually working as expected now, but he is, of course, out of crystals. Get that Shark in, which is definitely the play. 1-star Shark is better than a 1-star Kraken. It's debatable at 2-star, but at 1-star there is no debate. I think Shark is the better hero all around because it is, of course, legendary, slightly, but they do slightly different things. Old Man G asked when Season 2 starts. I think we're about 3 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks away from Season 2 starting, or at least Season 1 ending. I assume Season 2 starts as soon as Season 1 ends, but there might be some downtime in between. So Warrior up against Kin. The 2 lowest health do match up against each other. It is funny the way the game always seems to do that. I'm starting to think it might be a coding thing, and Kin is going to be next out. Warrior once again surviving. Can Warrior clutch out a top 4 place here? That would be incredible. Snow Kid is also down to 6 health. Chris now down to 15. Our top three are looking very, very strong. Max, Dapley, and Slays. It's going to be Chris, Snowkid, or Warrior battling out for that 4th place at this point. Unless something drastic changes, who will be the one to clutch it out? Change of positioning here for Warrior to combat the Assassins. There are still a few Sorcerer builds in the mix as well, which definitely makes it interesting. So what is... Warrior does have multiple Gurus on the board. Looking to 2-star the Executioner at this point. That would be a really big addition. Obviously, a 2-star Shakaraka or Kraken would be quite big as well. The Berserker would be another big one. Looking for... There is the Executioner. So you can absolutely 2-star that Executioner now if he chooses to do so. Not looking to 3-star anything. Just 2-star everything to stay alive. The mission here for Warrior is to survive until top 4, and the 2-star Executioner is certainly going to help. It's going to be a big addition. Will it be enough? Warrior gets matched up against Chris. It will be live. There's even numbers, so there's no mirrors this match. So, once again, a big win either way here could eliminate either of them. Chris is definitely not safe on 15 health. The Sorcerers are a tough matchup for Warrior, though. And I think it's going to be lights out here for Warrior. I'm not sure that he can turn this around from here. The General of Warstone will help, but it's going to be too little, too late. And Warrior, although Snowkid, I think, got eliminated as well. Unfortunately, there were no other eliminations. So Warrior and Snowkid just missing out on top 4. And Chris managing to scrape through on 15 health. So we have our top 4 for the next round. It's going to be Max, Dapley, Slays, and Chris in some order. Just not sure exactly what order. Jiha, I think it's because you put too many full stops in a row. I think that's why the bot is saying you're spamming there. I'm not entirely sure, but that's my guess. Just the same character repeated over and over again. The bot often thinks is spam. So Warrior was on a pretty nice win streak, but was unable to clutch it out against a pretty tough matchup. Sorcerers do generally beat up on Warriors. And we're getting to see Slays matched up against Max here. This is the battle for one of the top positions, and it's going to be Max absolutely overrunning Slays. Takes a massive chunk out of Slays' health there. Chris got the win against Dapley. So Max now sitting on top. 6 Warrior, 2 Warlock, 2 Undead, and actually managed to 2-star the Misfortune there as well, which is going to be really, really big. Let's have a look at the other end of the spectrum. Chris down on the bottom. 6 Riders, 6 Humans, 3 Sorcerers. That is actually a very strong build. And given the value discrepancy, I mean, Dapley's leading the value race. Slays hasn't found his Cyborg Legendary, which is... Oh, no, he's not going in on that. He's on 6 Assassins now. He has found his 6th Assassin. So everyone has essentially achieved their endgame build. It's just a matter of 2-starring, 3-starring everything, and then getting favourable matchups. So we're watching Slays versus Dapley here. And I think Dapley may overrun Slays. The Lilith isn't going to be enough. The 2-star Sword Dancer too strong. Let's touch base with Chris here. Chris managing to get a strong win. Once again, seeing the power of Sorcerers over Warriors there. So Max does go down. Chris survives again and moves up into 3rd position. There is a 2-star Templar Knight from Chris as well, which is another very nice upgrade. The 2-star Lightbringer will be the next key upgrade for Chris. Now, just in general streaming news, I have noticed that I've got to be super careful not to bump the desk too much, as my Blue Yeti mic does sit on the desk. So I have actually ordered a boom arm and a mic stabilizer, although I'm pretty sure that's not the right term. But essentially, once they arrive, they have been ordered from the States, so it might be a week or 2. But once they arrive from Amazon, then I will actually have the mic set up on a boom arm with a stabilizer, so it won't respond to any desk tapping or thumps or anything like that. So it will be a much nicer audio experience moving forwards, as we do actually see Slays go down there. So Chris has solidified a top 3 result. Slays will, of course, still advance through to round 3, the final, and have a chance to compete for prizes. So we're going to have Slays there in 4th position. I can update that score right now. We have the creep round happening, and then it'll be Max, Dapley, and Chris battling it out for bragging rights in the 2nd round. Who gets the win? The top 4 from this game and the top 4 from the other game in this round will, of course, advance through. They will all take on each other in the final turbo round of this, or today's turbo triple. Although this is the first of 2 turbo triples today, as later tonight, it is still morning for me, later tonight there'll be another one. All right, I'm thinking Chris could actually go all the way here. Chris has a very good matchup as my app has once again stopped responding. Come on. Okay. So I think if Chris can compete with value, I think Chris actually wins this. One bad round in terms of RNG could eliminate Chris because she's down to 15 health, but I think she could be favoured against both the Warriors and the Assassins with the Human Sorcerer Riders. They match up very, very well against both those builds. This may be one of the best builds in the game actually at the moment. 6 Human, 6 Rider, 3 Sorcerers. It does require level 10 to pull off. You cannot do it at level 9. I guess at level 9, what you would do is run 6 Rider, 4 Human, 3 Sorcerers. So you would actually take out, probably Werewolf would be the one to go out. You would use General of War. And actually, no, that wouldn't work because you need your Human Riders. So you'd actually have to take out. You're probably not using Werewolf in this endgame build anyway. That's a human that doesn't get used. You can see that here. So you have to take out General of War at level 9. So you've got your 3 Human Sorcerers and your 2 Human Riders. So General of War would be the one that misses out at level 9. So you do really want to get to level 10 to make this this build pop. But I'm banking on Chris actually coming out and winning this unless someone significantly outvalues her. But she's got a 3-star Frost Lotus, looking to 3-star Scourge. Still waiting the 2-star, the Lightbringer, which is good news for everyone else. Because a 2-star, oh no, sorry, my mistake. She does have a 2-star Lightbringer. She's just picking up extras and absolutely wiped Dapley's mirror match there. I just realized it was a mirror. So I think Max is going to beat up on Dapley here. The 2-star Void Doom coming in very, very handy. That is a critical piece in any build. 2-star Void Doom is so incredibly strong. Chris moves up into 2nd there. Dapley down to 8 health now. I do want to continue to watch Chris, so shouldn't get another mirror as Chris did just get the mirror, so it should be a real PvP this time around, and I'm banking on Chris winning no matter who she's matched up against. Let's look at the values here. Ooh, Max working the values quite nicely. Does have level 10. Does he have a... There we go. 10th hero going out there. So it's going to be Chris versus Max. Max with the high value warrior build, but I still think Chris is going to melt with these sorcerers. Going to just shred through these warriors. We'll have to touch base and see if Max is actually using Oceanborn as well. Theoretically, you want both Shark and Kraken in the endgame warrior build as your crowd control, and it does give you 2 Oceanborn. You can see no matter what Max is running, it's currently not enough. Chris getting an overwhelming victory there. So Max going down to 25 health. Doesn't have the 2 Oceanborn. Doesn't have a Kraken on the board. So, doesn't have a Kraken in play either. Does have 2 General of Wars. So ideally, you'd have a 2-star Kraken replacing one of those General of Wars, which would give you a little bit more sustain against, or maybe a 2-star Shark could be even better. A little bit more sustain against the Sorcerers. I'm still not sure it would be enough though. Now, theoretically, we should see Chris versus Dapley this round and Max take on the mirror. I'm not entirely sure if that's the way it works. Okay, it is. So we see Chris versus Dapley. I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be the end of Dapley's round 2 life. Ooh, look at the damage from the Dark Mage though. Actually, I think Dapley's got this one covered. The Dark Mage, a very solid utility piece for Dapley there, and Chris ends up going out in 3rd. So it's going to be Dapley and Max battling it out for number 1. Granny late again. We're in the middle of the 2nd round of this tournament.
I bring fear.
Let's see how we're going with the other lobby here. Okay, so the other lobby has ended. We have Cody, Dark Magician, Reliable, and Warlord advancing through. to the final round. Congratulations to those 4. It's nice that this will be the game that ends last, which means I can get straight into finalising the next round of the tournament. So we had Chris go out in third. So let me make that adjustment now, record that score. So it's going to be Dapley or Max in first and second. You should see that very soon. I think based on the current value differential and the fact that warriors do generally hold up quite well against assassins, I think Max might take this one out.
The pain that I've suffered.
And if it's a big enough win, in fact, almost at this point, round 26, any win against Dapley might actually be enough. You'll have to wait for one of my regular streams, Jiha. There's prize pool, there's valued money. $20, $10 and $10 and $5 on the line here. So, ooh, 2-star Guru on the bench for Dapley. It might be too little too late. He doesn't have anything to 3-star just yet, and I have a feeling that Max may be winning this one right here, right now. Unless Dapley gets a little bit lucky with some of his assassins. I mean, the Sword Dancer is the key factor here. How does she fare? Look at the Void Doom, though. Just shredded through everything, and Sword Dancer can't carry this hard. I'm pretty sure Sword Dancer goes down here. There it is. So Dapley does go out in second. It still will be an advance through to the final round. Max there in first place. So let's go ahead and update Lobby 5. And then Lobby 6. We can record the scores there as well. So once again, we had Cody and then Dark Magician. Then in Reliable and Warlock, 3rd and 4th. Reliable and Warlord, sorry, my mistake. The end of that is cut off in-game. So there we have our Lobby 6, or the second lobby in round 2, advancing. Now, create the final lobby and advance the top 4 from lobbies 5 and lobby 6. And then we can kick off the final round of the Turbo Triple today. Right, so lobby 7 has now been created, has now been populated with players. Let me now create that channel. All right, channel has been created. Lobby 7 is underway. I'm going to go ahead and create that, and I will be back as well in a couple of minutes when we've got this wrapped up. Maybe 2 minutes. Let's do that.
Whoa, we're on a roll!
Let me turn my mic back on and we are underway. Let's go ahead and start the final round here. Round 3, the final game from 32 to 16 to 8. And now we are looking for the top 3. $20 for first, $10 for second, and $5 for third. And this one, unlike our earlier tournaments that have only had 2 rounds generic, usually, pie in the horse, welcome to the stream. This one has had 3 rounds, 32, well actually we had 28 people actually check in. So each lobby had 7 humans, but one of the lobbies didn't have 2 actually turn up in time. So we ended up having 26 humans at the start of this tournament, which is pretty good. I was a little concerned going from 16 to 32 that we wouldn't quite hit enough, but having 26 actually turn up and play out of the possible 32 in the very first one is, I'm very happy with that. It's only going to grow from there. So 26, then we had that down to 16, and then down to the final 8. And as I touched on, we're looking for the top 3 now. This is it. This is for all the cookies right here, right now. Let me know in chat if you have a favorite. Who is your pick to take out first place? We've seen some very strong performances from everyone that has made it through. Obviously, we have seen Dapley and Max in multiple games. Slays as well. In fact, Slays and Dapley have been in every game that we've cast. Max was in the last game as well as Chris. And I'm trying to remember. I think that was it. And then Cody, Warlord, Reliable, and Dark Magician were in the other lobby. But I'm definitely curious to know if anyone has any favourite who they think is going to take out the win. Let me know in chat. Otherwise, let's just see how it all plays out. Now we're looking to go into our first PvP round now. A few 2 stars early. We should see quite a few jump to level 4 here. In fact, Reliable's gone all the way to level 5. Not getting the early... Sorry, we should see multiples go to level 5 here. It should be the play. It should be what I said. Not playing is tweaking my mind a little bit. I'm forgetting the way that leveling works in Turbo. Slay stays at 4. Max and Dark Magician also stay at 4, which is interesting. Max could go to 5 here. He's got, there we go. We see the jump to 5. We see the jump to 5 from everyone, in fact. It just took a little bit of time. So, as expected, everyone going to 5 at round 3. And we're now watching Slays versus Dapley. The 2 that have come all the way through from round 1. They started in the same room. They're ending in the same room. And Slays draws first blood. Dapley's Lightning Dragon taking a hit to the face there. Who else remains undefeated? Warlord takes out the first round. We're still waiting on, I think Max is going to win this one. Maybe not actually. The 2-star from Cody's going to clutch it out. And Dark Magician managed to get the win against Reliable as well. So there is our first 4 winners. But obviously it's very early. Anyone can take it out from here. We will continue to watch Cody's board at this point in time. Does anyone go to level 6? Cody has the crystals to go to level 6. I would absolutely be going to level 6 if I was Cody, given that I have 8 crystals in the bank. Warlord should probably level 6 as well. Max has gone to level 6. I think Cody and Warlord not going to level 6 in Turbo might be a slight misplay, because you get the +2 crystals for a win. So you just want to make sure you're winning as much as possible. That's more important than getting the 10 crystals for 1 interest. And both had the crystals to actually go ahead and do it. Although Cody did actually pick some stuff up from the shop. So it was only Warlord that actually went into this round with enough crystals to have leveled and didn't. And let me check in here. Did Warlord, and it cost Warlord, well, it may not have cost Warlord to win, but they did definitely lose. So it may have been a misplay there from Warlord that's cost him 2 crystals. He got 1 for interest, so it's cost him 1 crystal, but maybe an extra 2 for winning the round as well. So it might have actually been a 3 crystal hit, maybe even more, because it also cost the win streak. So you just don't know. And I think if you got the early crystals to level, you should always do it. So we see Max going all the way to level 7 here. And once again, I really like that. Cody could have gone to level 7 too. A little bit more debatable this round as we're moving into creeps next round. So some people do like to build up a little bit of crystal capital to earn a bit of extra interest through the creep round at round 6. We are going to see Cody beating up on Slays pretty significantly here. Max should be getting a win here as well, although it's not going to happen. The early hunters there from Dark Magician, so Max aggressively leveling didn't maintain the win streak, unfortunately. And look, it sometimes happens. That's the risk. I still think it's a decent move because Max at level 7 means he's getting extra looks at higher cost heroes. But it certainly can go either way. But we should see everyone getting to level 7 after the bears. Chris is still at level 5, interestingly enough. And it's costing her health. That is definitely not the way to play Turbo at this stage. It's costing her health and crystals. So we should theoretically see Chris go all the way from 5 to 7. You really don't want to stay at 6 in this position. You just don't have the health to maintain any sort of losing in Turbo. But that being said, everyone in this lobby has had to win or top 4 in the 2 previous lobbies to get here. So they certainly know how to play. Just because it's not the way that I would play it doesn't mean it's the wrong way to play. It's just a different way to play. And it's much easier from my position as well. I have the benefit of hindsight. I can reflect on decisions and work out whether they were good or not. So we see Chris go to 6 there. She gets a 2-star Horned Menace. Looks like she is going to stay at 6. Does have the crystals, more than enough to go to 7. But is electing not to at this point in time. Does have 6 assassins. So maybe banking on the fact that she's got 6 assassins to carry her through to wins here. And it's going to be close, but I think the assassins are actually going to get this done. I think Dapley's going to go down, although, as I say that, the tides turn as a Frost Lotus cast hits quite a bit there, and it is going to be Dapley coming out on top. So Chris continuing to lose, and I think that could have been avoidable with a level there. Very interesting. Dark Magician now, the only undefeated player at this point in time. 3 hunters, only the 2 2-stars. You can see the strength of the early hunter combo. The later in game it gets, the worse the 3 hunter combo gets, but early on it's quite strong. Now has 4 riders out on the board as well. Just adjusting some positioning there. How are we looking in terms of builds? 4 Punishers from Slays, that could be quite strong. Chris is the only one that has achieved a full, if you ignore the 4 Punishers, because that, even though that is a max combo, it's typically a secondary combo run with something like 6 riders or 6 assassins. Chris is the only one that actually has 6 of anything at this point in time. We're getting to see Dark Magician versus Max. Does Dark's win streak continue? The General of War stun hitting the key hunters there, but I think it's going to be enough. I think there's just too much strength coming out of Dark Magician's lineup, his build right now. So Max takes another loss there. Let's touch base with Chris. Did manage to get the win against Cody. So the losing streak has come to an end for Chris. She has, of course, gone to level 7. Dark Magician and Max now level 8. I think Dark was actually level 8 going into the previous round. Cody does have plus 50 crystals. Warlock playing for the 50 crystal econ game as well. They've got the health to do it. Typically, I wouldn't recommend doing that as it can cost you too much health. But at this point in time, both Cody and Warlord are above 45 health and looking very good with their crystal economy too. So let's see if it plays out. We're seeing Cody versus Reliable here. Really wants to win. Obviously, everyone wants to be winning every game at this point in time. Who's going to get the win? 3 warriors. Are they going to be enough? They're not going to be enough. Reliable is going to come through. Head Reaper getting the final killing blow. Cody taking the loss there. And this is the thing with focusing on economy in Turbo. This is the balance. So that one loss has taken Cody down to 37. And you can lose 37 health in 2 bad rounds in Turbo. And so he's only had, this will be his first round at max economy to benefit from the max income, but he really has to start spending as much of that as possible to ensure that he doesn't take 2 bad losses and is eliminated. So it's a very fine balance. Obviously, the Harpy round is a free round, so he will get great economy boost here, but then he's going to probably want to spend quite a bit to level to get to 9 and spin as well on 2-star a few more things. I'm not sure that maintaining, at least for Cody, 50 plus crystals going forward is the right strategy. Definitely wants to get to level 9 after this. Maybe look to maintain 30 plus crystals. That might be more of a compromise that ensures you don't lose too badly as well. So who else is above 50 at this stage? Warlord on 60. Warlord has the health to do it a little bit longer. Cody doesn't, and that is the risk when you focus on economy. So let's look at Warlord's build. Why is it working so well? Just a good mix of combos at this point. Only the 3 2-stars. So we're seeing Warlord in at level 9 now. Cody's gone to level 9 as well. And as I suspected, yeah, spinning down quite a bit here, which is definitely the right play from Cody. Warlord doing the same. So both have gone down into their 20s. Cody's going all the way, as much time as possible. Stopping at 17 by the looks of it. Gets a General of War in, which is nice. Gets a Berserker in. Does Cody have the 6? Yes. There is the 6th warrior, the Executioner. So Cody has achieved 6 warriors. Does have the elite warriors as well. Just hasn't 2-starred them yet. But hey, that can come. Ooh, we have a Dark Magician. Max has the Apocalypse, dealing some significant damage with that Whirlpool Tornado. And I think Max is going to overrun Cody here. There's going to be another loss. It wasn't a horrible one, but it does put Cody down below 30 health. 26 now, and now last on the leaderboard. So you can see there that getting above 50 didn't necessarily help long term. I think early leveling would have been a better way to go to maintain both crystal and health. So Warlord also took a loss there. Dark Magician has jumped to 9 at some point as well as Reliable. So we're just looking at Slays, Max, Dapley and Chris still to jump to level 9. We're going to be watching Chris's board this time. Sorry, Warlord's board this time around up against Max. Max is looking very strong, but they both are on very similar health. I think Max is going to overrun Warlord though. Look at the General of War stun coming in and hitting the Void Doom on the head. Warlord's Wukong, he's doing his best to sustain, but it's not going to be enough, and that's another big chunk of damage through to Warlord there. So we see Warlord go down again, down to 25 health. Oh, Chris is down to 16. Cody, it's going to be a win here, I think. It's going to be close. There it is. So Cody survives. Dark Magician takes a very, very small loss of life. Old Man G stuck on Queen 2. Yeah, so it's definitely hardest to go from Queen to King. It's just a matter of grinding, getting familiar with multiple different builds. I personally think one of the strongest builds right now is 6 Rider, 6 Human, 3 Sorcerer. You need level 10 to pull that off. So a compromise is 6 Rider, 4 Human, 3 Sorcerer, where you're using every human except for General of War and Werewolf. But then once you get to level 10, you get the General of War in. But Riders in general are quite strong. But any good build, any good warrior build can win. Any good assassin build can win. And there are other builds that can win too. But I think they're the strongest right now in the current meta. And we're seeing Cody about to go down to a very strong assassin comp from Reliable here. So Cody now down to 17 health. Once again, we had our lowest 2 matched up in terms of health total there. Cody, Chris and Warlord also both took losses. You can see that those that were focusing on economy and not early leveling are not doing that well. Now, that's not to say that the two are directly linked. It's obviously related to shop luck and matchup luck and things like that as well. Cody just found a 2-star General of War. That's a big addition. 2 Warlock on the board now as well. There's another Executioner. Really wants to 2-star that Berserker as well. That would be a big, big help. So we get to see Cody versus Chris. 17 health versus 16 health. Who is going to come out on top? Can the Warriors hold up against these Assassins? I don't see a sword dancer this time around, so I think the Warriors will come out on top. Oh my goodness! We have our first elimination. Chris goes out with a massive chunk of damage coming through from Cody. So you can see, once again, just how quickly you can be eliminated. 20 health going out. Oh no! Warlord also being eliminated. So we're down to our top 6. We're looking for our top 3 for our prize places. This is a breather for everyone, so let me go ahead and take a drink while we face the creeps. Okay. Dark Magician has double the health of anyone else, looking very, very strong. Let me go ahead and look at, so 6 Rider, 3 Hunter. We have 6 Warrior from Max, 4 Punisher, still with not a whole bunch of other things from Slays. Although, yeah, no, he does have 3 Assassins hiding there, actually. You can't see it there, but he does have the 3 Assassins. And then we also have Dapley with 6 Warrior, 6 Assassins from Reliable, and Cody with 6 Warrior. Everyone's pretty similar in terms of value. Everyone's level 9. Do we see anyone jump to level 10? We do not. Let's watch. Let's see if Cody can survive here. 17 health. Who gets the matchup? Ange Killer, thank you for the follow. We have, oh no, this is a rough matchup for Cody. The number 1 player right now, Dark Magician with a very strong Rider build. Can Cody's Warriors overrun the Riders? I think they can. Look at this. The silence on the Kraken was really, really useful. The General of War stun, that's going to be it. So Cody gets a big win, manages to survive. Let's look here. Slays took a loss there. Dapley took a loss there. So we have Dapley now next on the bubble, so to speak, on the hot seat. 9 health. Slays not far behind on 11 health. Once again, an even number here, so we won't have any mirrors. No one getting a free pass, so to speak. That was a big win there for Cody. Ooh, 2-star Executioner for Dapley. That's a big addition. That should be an instant swap in there. I would have swapped that in for the Ice Tusk. Or, oh no. Sold off the Oceanborn buff. Interesting. Did just find a shark. Okay, so planning on getting Oceanborn buff that way. That's fair enough. I guess there's no real Sorcerer comps to worry about right now, but I certainly would have sold off the Ice Tusk over the General Puffer. Beast combo isn't that useful at this point in time, and General Puffer is a much better individual unit than Ice Tusk. And it looks like Dapley should get the win though. The Berserker there is dealing a ton of damage. Got to take care of that Executioner though. Gets it done. Kraken goes down. It's Berserker versus Berserker, but the 2-star obviously is going to be better than the 1-star. So Dapley does survive another round. Oh my goodness. I just noticed Slays did go down there. So now we're down to our top 5. Players definitely starting to get eliminated more regularly now. Reliable and Dapley, as well as Cody. In fact, even Max at this point could all be eliminated in 1 round. There's no Beast player, so I don't think Dark Magician could actually be eliminated in 1 round. But we are seeing 6 Warrior builds up against a Rider and an Assassin. Who's going to come out on top? The Warriors are, of course, competing for each other's pieces, but they are just very strong and versatile builds. So we're getting to see Dapley versus the Mirror there. Let's go ahead and watch Reliable's board here. 7 health. Can he beat up on Cody? I think he can. I think he can, and it might even be enough to eliminate Cody here. I think the Assassins are going to take out one of the Warrior builds. The Executioner goes down. 2-star Sword Dancers there from Reliable, and Cody does go out in 4th place. 5th place, sorry. We are down to our top 4 now. 1 more elimination before everyone is guaranteed prizes. Can Reliable continue to hang on? So we're down to our 2 Warrior builds now versus Rider versus Assassin. Dapley currently leading in terms of the highest value. Max is the only one that actually lost that round. So obviously wants to change his fortunes by ending the 1-game losing streak, starting a new winning streak, hopefully one that carries him all the way through to the end. We get to see Reliable versus Dark Magician. I'm actually going to switch here. Dapley versus Max, as a loss for either one here could be an elimination. Although Reliable could be eliminated by Dark Magician as well. The first one out here misses out on prizes. Who is it going to be, or does everybody survive round 19? I think that Max is going to be eliminated here, and will it be enough? Probably, although Max may survive on 1 health here. It's going to be very, very close. Does Max survive? Ooh, Reliable is out. Actually, I overestimated the amount of damage Max is going to take there. So Reliable does get eliminated. We have our prize places locked in. Now it's just a matter of sorting out who gets 20, who gets 10, and who gets 5 as we take another breather, the fire golems, before we head into the final stretch of the final round of the first Turbo Triple tournament. Can Dark Magician carry his early and mid-game dominance through to a win? Or do we have Dapley and his assassins coming through with... Sorry, Dapley and his warriors coming through with an upset. So that was Reliable's assassins that went out. So we have a rider build in Dark Magician and 2 warrior builds in Dapley and Max. Yes, Jamal, Discord is the only way to sign up. It's all of the tournament registrations and check-ins and lobbies are all managed through Discord. It is entirely done. So there would be no way to participate without jumping onto the Discord and registering that way. All right, 2 gurus for Dapley there. That's quite big. Oh no, he used them on the Ice Tusk. Look, it probably was the right play because he has only got 4 crystals, he's got nothing else left, and he's only got 9 health. So he needs all the help he can get to survive. So I think it was the right play. It's just rough using them on an Ice Tusk, on a 1-cost hero. But having a 3-star is better than a 2-star. So we have Dapley versus Dark Magician. Max lucked out with the mirror match there. Can Dapley survive? That is the question. Warriors versus Riders, and I think the Warriors have it. I think that Dark Magician could actually get eliminated here. Desperately, whoever gets the mirror match next is very, very lucky. It's going to be either Dapley or Dark Magician, as Max won't get it multiple times in a row. Oh my goodness, Max almost lost against the mirror there. That's crazy. I think Dapley is looking very good to win this entire thing right now. The Warriors, because of the Rider build, the Rider Hunters, I'm not sure it's the strongest version of Riders against the Warriors. So I think that Dapley, just because he has such a high warrior value build right now, needs to get to level 10 to fit that shark in. And that's probably not going to happen before this game ends. Although I'm not sure that he spends anything in the shop at this stage. He's 2-starred everything. So I guess Dapley can just hope for the mirror. Who gets the mirror? Is it Dapley or Dark Magician? It is Dark Magician. So it's going to be Dapley versus Max. Someone will be eliminated here, and this is what Dapley wanted to avoid. But I think it's actually going to be bad news for Max. I think Dapley wins this match. Let's see if my gut feeling is right. We're seeing the Berserker doing tons of damage, overwhelming, and it is going to be the end of the road for Max, who will finish in 3rd place. Now we have a matchup. Dark actually lost against the mirror match, so you can see that Dapley... Even Max's mirror was stronger than Dark Magician's Riders at the moment. Incredible stuff. I do think Dapley's going to take this one out. There is a 3-star Hog Rider from Dark Magician. I think it's too little too late. The Sharks coming in from both. Both got level 10 Sharks on the board. I'm not sure the front lining the Shark from Dark Magician's the best placement there. I think that Shark is going to get killed before it gets his ability off. I'm going to click on that Shark and we're going to watch his mana. Does he die before his ability gets cast? No, he did get the ability off, so the placement was perfectly fine. I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. I think Dapley will end up overrunning as the stuns are going around from everywhere. Look at the Dragoon though in the back for Dark Magician. Absolutely shredding, and in fact, RNG has turned that on its head. Even though the 3-star Kraken got silenced, Dark Magician clutches out the win. Incredible performance there. All of the warrior builds ended up going down to the Rider Hunter build. So Dark Magician in 1st place, Dapley in 2nd, and Max in 3rd. And would you look at that? All 3 kings placing in the top 3. So it looks like the experience in Turbo definitely paid out for those 3 in terms of their placings. So let me go ahead and finalize the final lobby here, record the score. So we have Dark Magician in 1st place, Dapley in second place, and Max in third place. Congratulations to Dark Magician on the win. Congratulations to everyone on making it to the final round, but specifically to the top 3 for placing. So I believe I just sent that score through. Let's go ahead and do that. End the lobby. 3 winners this time around. And the tournament now has concluded. Congratulations once again to Dark Magician, Dapley, and Maxi D. I will be contacting each of you on Discord very, very shortly to finalize your prizes there. That was an incredible tournament. Some great performances there, and I really, really enjoyed this new format. Let me know in chat what you think of the updated format. Obviously, it's a little bit different as we have 3 rounds now. 4 games in the first round, 2 games in the second round, and then the final round as well. I'm just going to drop the Discord link in chat for those of you that would like to sign up for future tournaments. It is free to do so. Absolutely nothing lost in signing up. Check in half an hour before the tournament starts. Make sure you jump into the lobby on time, and then you're underway. And if you have good games, you can win yourself some real prizes. So that is going to be it for this stream. Thank you to everyone for stopping by to check out the tournament. Congratulations once again to our winners, Dark Magician, Dapley, and Maxi D. And until next time, I'll see you later.